Okay, so this video is all going to be about how we can implement that whole training course for yourself. So this is kind of a simpler version of what we would do for you, but it's honestly good enough to get you started today. And that's the whole goal, right? To get you started as quickly as we can. So I'm going to walk you through the whole thing. A lot of this is good. Me going to be doing like kind of boring, just clicking a bunch of stuff. I'll try to keep it entertaining and walk you through it. So feel free to fast forward through kind of the slow parts while I set up, especially the automation stuff. But it's important because I understand that maybe you've never done this before, so I want to be as thorough as possible. With that being said, I'm going to skip the first step, the employee avatar. I'll show it to you so you have a idea of what it looks like, but it's not necessary for us to at least get started today. This is more an internal tool, not necessarily needed to, create the campaign. But this is what the employee avatar looks like. You put the job title. What I would recommend is making it so the job title avoids the word technician, or at least avoids using solely the word technician. Be a little more descriptive of that. If you're a window cleaning company, do like window cleaning technician or paver sealing technician or HVAC technician, stuff like that. Don't just use the word technician. It's not descriptive enough for our purposes, especially when we throw it into AI to build out our job ad. So put the job title there, make it fun, make it entertaining, make it descriptive. Job roles and responsibilities. I'm going to make another separate video about this, not in this training course, maybe as a bonus content eventually, but about job descriptions. But the more concrete we can make our job roles and responsibilities, it doesn't have to be exactly set in stone. The better it is and more successful your employee that you decide to hire is going to be, just because we're not moving the bar on them, and they'll be able to hit metrics and we can define what success looks like in their role. So that's what job roles and responsibilities are going to be. Just whatever the job is, put down some preliminary, roles and responsibilities. Demographics. Again, I'm not advocating to discriminate at all. This is just what we're gonna use to tailor our messaging a little bit. But we'll put age, gender, location, education level. Discrimination is serious, and we do not want to do that. But we can, help define and market our, our job ad a little more specific. But if we can get a little bit nitty gritty and some of this stuff. Physical skills, soft skills. Physical skills are, are they an athlete? Do they maybe play D1 sport or, college sports, team captain? Do they like rock climbing, stuff like that? Actually, some of my best employees were rock climbers. Just a fun fact. Soft skills. This is the stuff that's hard to teach. Do they need to be good at sales? Do they need to have customer service experience? Do you want them to, have some sort of leadership, goal or history? So that's be stuff in the soft skills. Interests and hobbies. This is more where observations are going to be made. Take a look at your best best employees that you've used before, or just make observations in general about kind of this person that you're creating. Where do they like to hang out? What do they like to do on the weekends or their free time? Do they like to go to the gym? Do they like to go to the rock climbing gym? Are they, religious? Stuff like that. This also, if you want to do some more boots on the ground marketing of your job ad, this should help you kind of define like where those people hang out. So think about it like that. And goals. Goals are, what this candidate cares about. Do they care about safety? Do they care about getting a consistent paycheck, opportunity for growth, stuff like that? What is like intrinsic motivations to them? So fill this out, and you can build out your employee avatar so we get a better idea of who we're going after and who we need to look. So that's employee avatar. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to build out and start building our funnel. So let's go to training course application questions here and click on that. These are the application questions we use. We ask a bunch of, just kind of stuff to get to know them a little bit better. But really, like I said in the last video, is that we really care about kind of 4 things. Are they physically able to carry 50 pounds? Our employment process requires a background check. Would they like to proceed? Do they have a valid driver's license and they're authorized to work in the US? Those really at this preliminary stage, the first stage after, they read the job ad and they fill this out. That's really all we care about. We're going to use more screening tools, and I'll show you how to apply those to the funnel and automate that. But just as a basic question application, we're going to use these. So now we need a place to put them, and we need a place to send our candidates from our job ad to the application. So what we're going to use is, I like to use Typeform. Sometimes you have to pay for it depending on how many applicants you get across or how many job ads you want to post. But so you can use this. It's just kind of visually appealing, looks professional. You could use Google Forms if you want to do it cheap. Either way works. So to do this, I'll go to here and I'm going to go to create new form. And this is really cool. You can hit import questions. And so what you can do is you can just copy and paste these. And this is going to make it easy. And we'll hit import questions and it's going to build everything for us. So just let this sit. Okay, and then I'm just going to do some quick editing. So sorry if this is boring, but we're going to make all these required. Then I'm going to change this one to, I think I can make it a scale. Opinion scale, 0 through 10. Yep. Okay. Legally authorized. I want these to be yes, no's. And required. This one right here, if you have a resume or cover letter, this is a premium feature of Typeform. So if you do want to, have people submit their resumes, you do need to pay like a monthly fee for it. I think it's like $30 or something. Could be wrong there. And then, are you physically able to carry 50 pounds? Yes. Okay, so that's my form. That's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to hit publish. Okay, so this is a link we'll need when we go to make our post our job ad. We'll post this link in the job ad so people go to this application instead of just using Indeed to apply. We want to make sure they go to this and fill this out. So now what I'm going to do is I want every time someone fills out this application, I want them to show up in my database. So we're going to use our database and Zapier to connect the two. So let me go to our database first. And I'm going to click on this. And because this will be view only for yourself, what you can do is go hit make a copy and then copy this to your own Google Drive account. So that way you can edit it. Okay. Example database, I'll name it. Okay. And now let's connect it via Zapier. This kind of takes a little bit of a second, so bear with me here as I create this, but I'm going to hit create Zap. And first, the trigger is going to be on Typeform. And event, every time there's a new entry, I want it to show up. And choose account, and this one. What did I name this? Job application form, okay. Continue. And I'm going to name this job application form and continue. Test trigger, and it's just going to give me a bunch of random stuff. That's good. And then I want this to go into Sheets and create spreadsheet row. So it's going to go and then choose my account to set all this stuff up. And what drive is it in? What spreadsheet? Again, you can do this on Airtable if you want to be fancy like that. But Airtable does, I think there is a base free model, but to use some of the more advanced features, you do need to pay. So I'm trying to keep this as cheap as possible. Okay, so now if you've never used Zapier before, I'm going to give you a quick introduction to it. So here is all the spreadsheet rows that I have. So if you can see here are all the headers. And these match up pretty much directly with my questions on my application. So here it says full name, company, all the headers. I need to match the incoming data with the row where it needs to go. So full name, you'll see here, this is my my data in from Typeform. So I just look for here the questions that match these. So full name, company, just put your company. So example company, you can type in whatever answer you want as well. Position, if you have multiple positions and you want to, distinguish who applied for what, then do that. I'm going to put window cleaner. Application status, hiring status, leave those blank. I'm going to show you how to use them. Date applied. This is a custom Zapier thing. I have to Google it every time I do it because you just can copy and paste it here. So just copy this into here. And every time someone applies, it will show the date and time that they applied. Okay, and now this is just copying and pasting. So phone number, I'm going to find their phone number, email, zip code, sometimes it makes it's hard for me to find what's okay. There it is. Full-time, part-time. So we're just like all the answers that they put for these questions are going to show up in the corresponding rows. So full-time, part-time, US authorized. These are going to show up as true or false. We want trues for the important stuff. So US authorized. Yes. Driver's license. Yes. Physically able. And this is all stuff that you're going to want to fact check too, because people can put anything they want, obviously. But why would they lie is weird on a job application, but people will do it. So just make sure you fact check all this. Hourly rates. Call outs. Number of employees. I'm going to skip this. I'm sorry. These aren't questions that I gave you. But if you want to add these questions to your application, you can do it here. But I'm going to skip these because I didn't put them on my application. But I forgot to delete them from the database that I copied. So that's there. Why are you looking? I have that one here. Why are you currently looking for a background check? Okay, I think that's it. General labor, lead technician, all this stuff. Oh, here we go. Resume is what I want to do. If they upload a resume, I want it to be able to see it, so I can put the download link there. And I'm going to hit continue, and then let's test this, and I'll show you what this looks like. So now someone just applied to your application. All their data is going to go here, and you can see here that their data showed up, and I can format it to make it how I want, but this is all test data. You can see And yeah, okay. So now we have automated, so all the data comes in. I want to do something called application status, hiring status. So application status, we use this internally. So when we're screening a candidate before we invite them to interview, we use a couple data, a couple like statuses to keep us organized. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do conditional formatting. Oh, sorry. Insert drop down. Okay. So I'm going to do approved. I'm going to make that green, and denied. I'm going to make that red. Okay. Done. And then for hiring status, I use insert. I use 3 things. So I go ready to hire, denied, and I use one called unicorn. So this is someone that that I've interviewed and really stands out. So if I see this, I'm like, okay, I should definitely check this person out. Okay. And then unicorn, I like to use. Okay. All right. So, okay, great. So this is all set up. And so what I would do now is we're going to use this to update the current status of this person. So as they go through our funnel, say they get disqualified, they don't pass the screening question, I might hit the application status denied, the person stops there. If they pass all my screening stuff, I'm going to hit approved, and I'm going to show you an automation that once you hit approved, it's going to send them a link to schedule an interview with you. So that's just how to set up your database. Now I'm going to go back here and I'm going to use, Zapier has 2 built-in communication tools that you can use to communicate with someone that's applied. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use those so you can automate some of your communication. So from here, what I like to do is just to speed up the process, I'm going to do email. So I'm going to send the candidate an email with a link to complete the job aptitude assessment that we use. So here I'm going to go to, and I'm going to find their email and input their email here. Subject, thanks for your application. Your next step awaits. Okay. And then I'm going to send them an email. So I'm going to say, hi. And then I can even input their name here. Thanks for applying to our role. I'm going to make this fast, but you can do whatever you want. Thanks for applying to our role. We are currently reviewing your application. While we do, if you could please use this link to complete our good fit assessment. This will help us speed up the process. Will help us speed up the process, period. And then I might put a link to I'm just going to job assessment link. Okay. Sincerely, Jeff. Okay. So this is just an example. This is not necessarily what we do, but this is one way to automate the communication. You can do this manually if you feel like it. But you're going to put the job assessment link here after they apply. this will send them to a DISC assessment or whatever screening tool you want to use. From name, put example company, whatever your company name is, or your name if you want to use that. Reply to. So if they respond, put your email, and any response will go to you. Okay, then we'll hit continue. So this is saying once they apply, they'll get an email thanking them, and then also sending them a link to do the assessment so you can assess everybody. You can also do SMS if you want to do that. And same thing is send SMS. You kind of have to set it up a little bit differently, but you get the general idea. So you can send them all that stuff right off the bat. You can even put, if you don't want to be like super automated like this is, to where it's like as soon as they apply, they're getting an email, you could put a delay, and you can delay this email going out for like 4 hours or something. So it's like a little more natural, stuff like that. So play around with Zapier if you haven't, and you can automate that whole process. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push publish. It's not going to let me do it because I have some incomplete things I need to do, but you can put publish. And now every time someone applies on your type form, they're going to get sent to Google Sheets. They're going to get sent, the candidate's going to get sent an email to complete the assessment and do all that stuff. So that's one Zap. Okay. New applicant example. So just make sure you publish it when it's ready. The next one I'm going to do is when someone applies now or applies and completes my assessment. So we use one that scores on general labor, lead technician, and customer service. So say out of 10, they get 8, they get 5, and they get 7. We combine them on a combined score of these 3 numbers. So this person scored a 20 overall out of a possible 30. I believe for our clients, we currently look for somewhere between the 18 and 20 range as like a person that what they need to move forward. So once this happens, what I can do is I could set up an automation in Zapier to send them an invite to interview. So what I do is I'm going to use a filter that watches the current application status of a candidate. And if it says approved, it's going to send them a link. So let me show you how to do that. So again, my trigger is going to be when that status in that database changes, something else is going to happen. So Google Sheets. Okay. Event. New or updated spreadsheet row is what we need to choose. And choose account. And now I'm going to find the database, the sheet of my database. So find the one that I'm currently editing. And any column. So what column are we looking to change? It is application status. We only want to look at when this application status changes. So hit continue. Test trigger. All right. So now we need to filter it. So we only want to trigger this thing to happen when the status says approved. So we're gonna hit filter. Only continue if application status contains and then type approved. Okay. Excuse me, only continue if, this is just something kind of special you have to do, so it like catches it. Only continue if application status exists. This is just something we found out that you have to like a setting you have to do to make it work. So hit compute. So this didn't match. This didn't go through because this record doesn't have an application status. But now, once applicants start coming in, I start grading them based on my assessment. I'm like, okay, this is someone I want to interview. All I have to do is hit approved. And now what I'm going to do is if it hits approved, this is going to trigger this to happen. I like to use Google Calendar. And I'm going to hit create detailed event. And so then I can connect my calendar, and it's going to send them, the candidate, a link to make a appointment on your calendar to interview. So that's how we can automate even sending them a link to interview with you. You can use Go High Level, which is what we use. You can use Calendly, but Google Calendar is good because you could record all your interviews and upload them to the database. So that is kind of the majority of the Zaps that you can use. It's simple. It's easy to do. When I do an interview, I'm going to record the interview, and Google's going to send you on Google Meet. Google's going to send you a link on your Google Drive to view that interview, to view that recording. And then all we do is we copy and paste that interview link and paste it here. So now you can go back, you have all your interviews recorded in one place, and you're good to go. From there, the last step of like the interview process, we have more to do, but so say I do my interview, say I like the person. I'm just going to change their hiring status so I can like have everything organized that I need internally. So if I do my interview, all I go here is I set them ready to hire, denied if I don't want to move them forward, or if they're a unicorn, just so I can remember, because you're going to be interviewing a lot of people, you can update your hiring status based off that. Now that we've built out the database and the application and connected it to Zapier, and I've showed you how we can automate sending assessments and interview links. Now it's time to kind of put all the pieces together and start everything off with a job ad. So arguably kind of the most, important part of these 6 steps, step 4 and 5, is we're going to create the job ad now. So to do that, we're going to go to step 4, and we're going to complete this onboarding questionnaire. So just go in and go in and just fill it out. And the goal with this is to be as thorough as possible, because whatever answers we put here is we're going to feed it into our custom AI, and it's going to read what you wrote to these questions and then also use our knowledge base of successful job ads that we've had from our own companies. And it's going to put everything together and create an own custom job ad for you that we know works really well and hopefully will require very minimal editing. So let me show you how this works. So go here. This is going to be view only for yourself. So go ahead and make a copy and go ahead and put company name here. Let me just go Patagonia. Title of position you are hiring for, window cleaning technician. Remember, when we're talking about titles, avoid using just like the term technician. 1, it's vague. 2, it's boring. So be a little more descriptive. Put like paper sealing technician or air duct cleaning technician or just air duct cleaner or window cleaner. but try to avoid using the word just technician. What city would this candidate be reporting to each morning? Do you have a start date in mind? First 2 to 3 weeks. What are your work hours? This is an important question because it's often asked by candidates during the interview process. So we'll put Monday through Friday, 40 hours a week. Start time 7:30 a.m. to until all jobs are completed for the day. How many people would you like to hire for this role? 2. What is the compensation plan? Again, another important one. So let's do hourly base with daily production bonuses, as well as bonuses for getting 5-star reviews and customer tips. What benefits are included in this role? Don't lie. So if you don't have any benefits, just get creative. PTO and sick days, continued education. I've seen dinner, treated to dinner for birthdays, flexible schedule, 401k matching. You know, all of course you have all the traditional ones, but if you need to get creative, get creative. I'm sure there's some benefit that is not necessarily monetary that is working at your company. So what does a typical day look like? Another important question because it's asked all the time by candidates at the end of interviews. We report to work each morning at 7:30 and have a quick team huddle. Then go about your day performing work. Scheduled work. Able to take lunches and breaks as needed. Day ends when all completed work is done. Okay. Is training provided? Yes. Does a candidate need to know? Everything is provided, including company car. So I like to say, like, the more you can expand on these questions, the better, and the better job ad and more thorough it's going to spit out. So if a candidate has school appointments, able to, yes, as long as we have a heads up in advance. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to download it as a PDF. Okay, so I just downloaded my response. Now I'm going to go back to this sheet that you can use, and I'm going to upload this PDF into this custom GPT that we made. So go to click it, and it's going to redirect you. And all you have to do is select this to get started. So say, hello, I'm going to upload a new job ad request submitted by a client. The PDF will have relative information about the job ad we need to create. Your job is to create a captivating job ad specific for this client. And then I'm going to go like this, and I am going to upload this and let's see what it comes up with. So right now it's searching its knowledge. It's looking at all of our past, job ads that we've created for clients that have been approved by clients. And now it's going to take your answers, compare it with those, and create this. Cool. So let's read it and let's look at what it created. Join the Patagonia team as a window cleaning technician in sunny Los Angeles. Ever dreamed of a job where your dedication shines as brightly as the windows you will leave sparkling? Patagonia is looking out for 2 enthusiastic window cleaning technicians to join our vibrant team in Los Angeles. Imagine starting your day with the city's skyline as your backdrop, working with a team that feels more like family, and wrapping up knowing your hard work has brightened someone's view, literally and figuratively. Why you love working with us? Competitive pay, enjoy an hourly base pay with daily production bonus, plus extra perks for 5-star reviews and customer tips. Benefits galore, from PTO and sick days to continuing education and 401k matching. We've got you covered. Oh, and birthday dinners on us. Flexibility with a Monday to Friday schedule starting at 7:30. Enjoy a work-life balance that respects your time outside of work, including flexible scheduling for those life moments that matter. Growth and recognition. We're big on celebrating achievements and providing the training you need to climb higher. A day in the life. Morning huddles kick off at 7:30 a.m. with a quick team meeting to energize for the day ahead. Spend your day, shine and dine, spend your day bringing clarity and shine to windows with the freedom to take lunch and breaks when you need them. Tools of the trade. No need to bring anything but your enthusiasm. We provide all tools and a company car. What we're looking for, a positive, detail-oriented individual who loves making a visible difference, someone who thrives in a team setting and is flexible with their workday. No need for vehicle or tools. We provide everything you need, including the ride. How to apply. Ready to let your career shine as bright as the windows you're cleaning? If you're eager to join a team that values hard work, fun, and a stunning Los Angeles view, apply now. We're excited to welcome new stars to the Patagonia family, where your efforts don't just reflect on windows, but in the success and growth of our entire team. Apply today, and let's make Los Angeles shine together. I don't know. I think that's really good for a first initial draft. Obviously, you can change and make edits. You can regenerate if you want. But I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's really appealing. Like I said, it focuses on the customer or on the on the candidate. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste, and then I might just add it to my sheet here. And then what I can do is now what I'm going to go is I'm going to take this and I'm going to go to my job board. I'm going to sign into Indeed. Now I'm going to post this job ad, fill out all the necessary information that Indeed needs, to post your job ad. The only thing I would say is in order to get candidates to apply to a third-party link, so at the end of your job ad creation on Indeed, it's going to ask, how do you want the candidate to apply? It says, I think by default, have them send an email with their resume. We want to deselect that, and then I think the option shows up to input a third-party link, like a URL. That's where you're going to go here and take your Typeform link here, copy link, and paste it onto that Indeed section where it allows you to. Now, the only thing I want to mention about that is by default, Indeed does not let you have access to that ability to post a link. So you do need to message Indeed support and ask for permission to have that feature enabled on your account. I've never had them give me any grief over wanting to do that. You just have to ask for it because they don't give it to you by default. So that is the process to create a job ad. Go ahead and use it. And then from there, it's just all about conducting an interview. And so here we posted our script that we use for interviews. It's not super thorough. It's more meant to be a conversation, but we do have questions that we like to ask all the candidates. and then we give them an opportunity to ask questions there at the end. So this is the script. You can read it over, make changes as you want, add questions that you think are, work for you, work for your company. And like I mentioned in the training, you want to make sure that the questions, align with your core values. And so, Google, ask around for good interview questions that you like. If you don't like these, and then fine tune it to fit your company and your culture. And then lastly, like I said, it is important to keep the interviews pretty structured and consistent from candidate to candidate, just to give everybody a fair chance and to make evaluating one candidate versus the other easy enough. So that's the whole system. Everything's available here, completely free. This is the simple way to do it. You can automate more, you can add more steps, but this should get you going. So if you do need help in setting a version of this up, or you would like our recruiters over at Home Service Helpers to help you do that for you and manage your campaign, provide candidate support to all your candidates applying, conduct the interviews for you, and create a whole database of candidates ready to join your company completely on autopilot, reach out to us at www.homeservicehelpers.com, and we can schedule a call and go over exactly what that looks like and what we can do for your company. But this will get you started. This will get you rocking and rolling, and hopefully you can hire better blue collar talent. Cool.